Gonzalez.
Here.
Caldwell.
Here.
Meininger.
Here.
Shaver. McCarthy.
Here.
Ask you to stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For public information, a copy of the Nebraskans Open Meeting Act is available for your review on the back wall underneath the clock. Is there any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes.
Okay, citizens with business not scheduled on the agenda as required by state law, no matter may be considered under this item unless council determines that the matter requires emergency action. Is there anybody in the audience that may have something under emergency action? Seeing none, I'd like to welcome you to the Scottsville City Council meeting. If you have anything to address the council tonight, we ask that you come forward. We'll give you some time to sign in on the register. We'll ask you to state your name and who you are representing. Please speak into the microphone. This is recorded and played back on Allo Communication. In case of an emergency tonight, you have a door that you came in as an exit, or if you go down the hallway to the left or the right, you will exit the building. In case of a tornado tonight, fallout shelters down the hallway here towards the bathroom. Okay, closed session. The council reserves the right to enter into closed session if deemed necessary on the items on the agenda as per section 84-1410 of the Nebraska Revised Statutes. What that means to the public is that any item that's on the agenda, the council can go into reserve. It's for the protection of the public or interest or protection of the individual. So we can declare that at any time for any of the items. Number 7, consent calendar.
Move approval. Second.
Call the roll.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Meininger.
Yes.
Shaver.
No.
McCarthy.
Yes.
8A, regular claims.
Move approval.
Second.
Call the roll.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Meininger.
Yes.
Shaver.
Yes.
McCarthy.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Okay. 9A, council to receive a letter from Jesslyn Mendoza, Scottsville Public School student. You're up. Okay, now what we'll have you do is come up and there's a little paper there for you to sign your name, okay? That's so that we can track you in case we need to get information back to you. And we're gonna ask you to state your name and who you represent.
Jesslyn Mendoza, Westmore School.
Okay. Speak loud.
Hello, I'm Jesslyn Mendoza. I came to your meeting to tell you why I think we should have a Buffalo Wild Wings in Scottsbluff. It would give people more jobs. We don't have one close by. You could have a birthday parties there, lunch and dinner. I think people would like it. Thank you for your time.
You have anything to add? Jesslyn, when you sent that letter to the council, first of all, we want you to know that when letters get sent from the council, we read them. And we thought it was important for you and your school to know that we hear this. We have a person, Star, is involved with economic development, and Buffalo Wild Wings is one of the companies we would like to see come here, just as with you. But we want you to know that we want you to continue to send us letters. We want you to encourage your other students and your other friends to send letters to the council. You're the next council leaders, the next leaders of Scottsbluff. We want you to know we listen to you, okay?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you very much. Questions from council? Any more comments? All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing her here so that she could do that. Okay, 9B. Approval issuance of special arts-related event wine permit for the West Nebraska Arts Center, 106 East 18th Street, special designated liquor license for 3 events. June 28, 2018, August 30th, 2018, and December 6, 2018. This should round out your 6 for the year, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
We did that because Donna Thompson is going to be gone between 3 to 6 months due to medical leave. So, my name is Marv Richard. I'm president of West Nebraska Arts Center. In front of you, we have 3 special designated liquor licenses for review.
No problems in the past with minors, no issues whatsoever?
No.
Okay. Chief, any issues? We've never had a problem. Questions from council?
Anything unusual or different about any of these than what you've done before?
No.
Council looking for a motion to approve or deny?
I'd move approval. Second.
Call the roll.
Meininger,
Yes.
Shaver,
Yes.
McCarthy,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay, 9C, council to receive a report from MPPD on the Scottsbluff County trend study.
Thank you. I'll tear it apart. My name is Terry Rywich, and I'm here on behalf of Nebraska Public Power District, bringing to you information about the Scottsbluff County trend study. This is prepared by our economist, Dr. Ken Lemke, who works for Nebraska Public Power District. So the information I'm sharing with you today is really in his words. So I am not an economist. So if you ask questions, I'm going to give you what he wrote on the paper. So Cindy has this at the first page because Ken brought out that the front of your screen doesn't look like anything that I sent to Cindy, so we're not sure where that came from. So the study area that you can see, Scottsbluff County, includes is the Scottsbluff County area, and around it is Banner, Morrill, Box Butte, and Sioux. A trend study is a snapshot in time of the economic and demographic data for a particular area. The data for this study are compiled from a variety of sources, including the U.S. Census Bureau, the American Community Survey, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Department of Labor, Bureau of Economic Analysis, and the U.S. Department of Commerce. In this presentation, we will briefly look at 5 major areas of this study. We'll look at the labor force and employment, residence and workflow patterns, population and migration trends, retail sales, and income levels. Next slide.
One, or do I need to go one more?
Huh? You are way past where I'm even at. I don't know where you're at, Cindy. You're
We
on.
have 2 different.
You're on slide 4. Go next again. Okay, there's where I'm at.
Okay.
So you must
All right.
have jumped.
I'm
Okay, sorry. These pie charts, page 4 of the study that you have in your packets, display the percent distribution of employment by major economic sectors in 3 different areas: Scottsbluff County, non-metro Nebraska, and metro Nebraska. 11 sectors are represented in the pie charts. When you compare Scottsbluff County employment distribution to the non-metropolitan distribution, the largest difference is in the manufacturing sector. I think he has that pulled out. It looks like he's got that pulled out if you look at the bottom there. When comparing Scottsbluff County employment distribution to the non-metropolitan distribution, the largest difference is in the manufacturing sector. Scottsbluff County has 5.7% employment in this sector, and the non-metro area has 15.2% employment, for a difference of 9.5%. When you look at Scottsbluff County compared to the metropolitan Nebraska, the largest difference is in the professional and business services sector, with Scottsbluff County having 9% employment in this sector, and Metro having 15.1% employment, for a difference of 6.1%. Next slide. This is the labor force and employment slide, and it compares total non-farm wage and salary employment growth in Scottsbluff County with metropolitan, non-metro, and Nebraska as a whole. Scottsbluff County's non-farm employment growth, the purple line with the diamonds, if you can see those colors. Wait until the screen moves. Decreased by 0.6% or 100 jobs from 2007 to 2016. The non-farm employment is essential to rural areas for a number of reasons, including second incomes, so farmers can stay on the farm. The information sector recorded the largest percentage increase in private sector employment between 2007 and 2016 for a 35.7% increase or 79 additional jobs. The construction sector recorded the largest actual employment increase between 2007 and 2016 for 164 jobs or 16.9% increase. Next slide. This chart looks at the manufacturing wage and salary employment for the study area. Overall, Scottsbluff County experienced a 20.7% decrease in manufacturing employment since 2007, or a total of 258 jobs. Next slide. This table, page 5 of your study, looks at labor force information for Scottsbluff County. These data are based on the residence of the labor force participant, regardless of where they work. As you can see from this table, Scottsbluff County experienced a decrease in labor force participants, the number of people available to work, when looking at the time frame from 2007 to 2016, of a 2.3% or about 450 people. Unemployment increased 19.8% by 114 people between the years of 2007 and 2016. The unemployment rate in 2016 was 3.6% above Nebraska as a whole, which was at 3.2%. People are classified as unemployed if they do not have a job, have actively looked for work in the prior 4 weeks, and are currently available for work. People are not classified as unemployed if they stop looking or give up or quit their second job. Total employment, which is the last line on this chart, those are actually working, decreased when looking at the years 2007 to 2016, time period at 3% or 564 people. The 564 person decrease is for Scottsbluff County residents working at jobs, while the 450 number is the decrease of Scottsbluff County residents either working or looking for jobs.
I'm not sure that we're on the same slide sequence.
Yep, I think you are. So you were at 564 on the bottom there,
Okay.
Cindy?
So the next one?
Next one there. Nope, I think you're still skipping one.
There's a heavy
I'm
folder.
looking for one that says resident and workflow patterns. There. Okay, resident workflow patterns. This is where work destination, where residents in a selected area are working and they commute to work. Home destination is where workers in a selected area live, which is what we refer to as the labor shed. So these are also, see also pages 6 through 12 in your study if you're looking for more of that data. So the data for these slides comes from the U.S. Census Bureau's Longitudinal Employer Household Dynamics Program, also known as LEHD, for all of those of you that are going to remember when I leave to look that up. This data has recently been released for non-metro areas. The most current data available is 2015, and these data are updated annually. So why do we care about resident and workflow patterns? They can give us insight to potential opportunities for our areas. For example, do we have lots of people commuting out of the study area for employment? If so, let's try to get new employment locally using the skill sets we have. Do we have a lot of people driving into our study area or for work? Let's try to build housing and get these workers and their families to move here and go to school and shop locally. So the next one, Cindy, should say work destination report. Okay. This is a work destination report, and here we are looking at the location where people work who reside within Scotts Bluff. Now, I want you to look at where those arrows are going to. This has always baffled me, and I'm sorry it doesn't enlarge better on your screen, but I think the one up there in that dark blue up in the corner there is up in O'Neill, Nebraska. My only thought to me came that they're working at the tomato farm. I don't know what else is in O'Neill that would attract workers there. And then the others across the state, you've got them, you can see them is Holt County, Lincoln County, Nebraska, Douglas County, Morrill County. I can understand that's a railroad to me, you know. Alliance, all of Box Butte County, those are the areas that they're going to. So here we see that 80.7% of the people living in Scotts Bluff who are employed work in Scotts Bluff County. The rest of the people may drive, commute to the other locations, or perhaps they are temporarily living there. What types of jobs are these people leaving the county borders for? Is this an opportunity for your area to create similar employment in Scotts Bluff? The next one is what we call the home destination report. This time we're looking at people who work in Scotts Bluff and where they live. 79.3% of these primary jobs are being held by people living inside Scotts Bluff County. What about the 20.7% of people who live outside of Scotts Bluff County but travel in to work? Is there an opportunity to attract these people permanently to your area by buying houses, populate schools, pay taxes, and bring their families to your community? Next slide. This table shows an inflow and outflow report for the city of Scotts Bluff for the past 3 years. You can reference pages 9 and 10 in your report. Another way of looking at the data is considering the efficiency, also known as mobility, of your labor force. Scotts Bluff had 3,643 people, more people working in the area than living inside of the area. That's called a net inflow. Looking at the middle section, 57.1% of those living in Scotts Bluff work in Scotts Bluff. 42.9% of your labor force lives in Scotts Bluff and works outside the city. As shown in the previous slide, 79.3% live in Scotts Bluff County and 20.7% live outside of Scotts Bluff County. Looking at the bottom section, 36.4% of those employed in Scotts Bluff also live in Scotts Bluff. 63.6% of those employed in the city live outside of the city. Why are these people flowing in or out of Scotts Bluff to live or work? What opportunities does this open for Scotts Bluff? Page 10 of your study breaks down job characteristics even further, including by age and earnings. Next slide, Cindy. Okay, this table looks at population changes from 1970 to 2016 for Scotts Bluff County and the communities within. There were varying degrees of population changes among the reporting communities. Scotts Bluff County reported a decrease of less than 0.1%, or 10 people, between 1970 and 2016. The unincorporated areas, those living outside city limits, experienced a population decrease between 1970 and 2016 of 27%, or 2,932 people. Next slide. The next table covers migration patterns, how the population of Scotts Bluff County changed due to migration and mortality. The first table shows that Scotts Bluff County experienced a net gain of 47 people ages 1 and older living in Scotts Bluff County 1 year ago. The second table shows the net gains and losses by educational attainment, or persons ages 25 and older. there was a gain of 139 Scottsbluff County residents with a high school diploma or less, and a gain of 56 Scottsbluff County residents with a graduate or professional degree, and a loss of 106 Scottsbluff County residents with a bachelor's or some college degree. The data reported are 2011 through 2015, which are 5-year estimates. Multi-year estimates are period estimates, and data are collected over a 5-year period rather than at a point in time like the decennial census. Period estimates are widely used for small populations. Notice the difference in the population change on top and the total population change on the bottom is assumed due to international migration. This would be the same if net international migration equaled 0. Next slide. This table and chart shows a breakdown of median ages in the study area. Here you can also see the median age of the population within each community. The median age for Scottsbluff County is 38.8 years of age, higher than that of the state average. What does this aging population mean for our areas except the fact that we are getting older? What opportunities are there to attract younger residents? What will the next 5 or 10 years mean to the aging workforce? Next slide. Skipping all over for you, isn't it?
So are we on 12 or 13?
It should say retail sales at the top, Cindy. Nope. No, you're going backwards. Right there. That's okay. Okay, this next series of tables and charts look at pull factors in Scottsbluff County and the study area, pages 20 through 23 in your study. A pull factor is simply a computation of total non-motor vehicle retail sales from a point in time divided by total population. This creates per capita retail sales. This per capita retail sales is then compared to a base per capita number in this case. We use Nebraska as a whole as our base. It equals 1. Note, this simple calculation does not factor in income levels or purchasing power within an area. Pull factors above the base or greater than 1 indicate an area has retail pull. If the number is less than 1, this indicates an area has retail leakage or is losing potential retail activity to other places. Scottsbluff County has a pull factor of 1.05. This is above the state as a whole, indicating retail pull into the area. This number is approximately 5% higher than the average state as a whole pull factor. The metropolitan area pull factor is 1.10. Distance from other trade centers plays a major role in pull factors. So you can see there where Scottsbluff County is at 1.05. And then Banner County, and those that you can see that you are pulling from their retail to come in to shop at your area. Next slide. This chart, I'm not sure you're on the right chart. This chart looks at Scottsbluff County and the available communities within Scottsbluff County. You can see the city of Scottsbluff enjoys the greatest retail pull within the county of 2.08. And then you can see where everyone else falls in behind of you on your chart. Next slide. The final retail sales chart shows a historic perspective of pull factors for Scottsbluff in Scottsbluff County, Nebraska as a whole and non-metro Nebraska from 1990 to 2016. In examining the timeline, you can see the city of Scottsbluff shows retail pull considerably above the state as a whole average and the non-metropolitan county average for the entire study period, ending the study period in 2016 at 2.08. Scottsbluff County, however, is somewhat similar in pattern to the state as a whole. Average and non-metropolitan county average, although above the non-metropolitan county average, throughout the study period ending at 1.05. This final chart shows median household income. The median household income is completely different from per capita personal income that is also displayed in the study. So don't try doing the math in your head. I had to get a kick out of that. He had to put that on there because he knows people will do that. Median household income provides a different perspective of income levels than median family or per capita income. Family income is defined as having 2 or more related people in a household. Households used in this study can consist of multiple family members or can be represented by a single person. Scottsbluff's median household income was estimated to be $37,572 in the years 2011 through 2015, which is a 5-year estimate, compared to $45,992 for Scottsbluff County and $52,997 for Nebraska as a whole. The end of that presentation. Are there any questions that I can go back and get some answers for you for?
The 2.8 pull factor that Scottsbluff has, I think that's about where we've been for the last.
You've been there for a long time. Yeah. I remember the last time I presented this through Twin Cities Development, it was higher than Norfolk and all of them. It was quite amazing how much higher they are.
So the more things change, the more they stay the same. Even the population from 70 to now is, I mean, basically identical.
It's just shifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's your age of your population, what that looks like, and how do you take care of that population.
When you see the rural counties, how their average age is getting way up there.
Right.
Any questions from council?
Okay.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
10A, council consider ordinance amending the fee schedule and personnel and equipment, third reading. Cindy?
An ordinance of the City of Scottsbluff, Nebraska, amending Chapter 6, Article 6, Section 34, setting forth the charge for the labor of City of Scottsbluff employees and use of City of Scottsbluff equipment, eliminating the references to the use of fire department personnel and equipment, adding new fees for additional items, repealing prior provisions of the municipal code, providing for an effective date, and providing for publication in pamphlet form.
This is basically just on costs, right?
That's correct. It's just on cost to make sure that we cover our overhead.
Public comment? I'd make a motion to pass the ordinance.
Second?
Call the roll.
Shaver,
Yes.
McCarthy,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Meininger.
Yes. 11A, council to consider agreements with Terrytown for street sweeping and striping and authorize mayor to execute the agreement. Nathan?
Yes, Your Honor, in front of you tonight are 2 agreements with the city of Terrytown for street sweeping and striping. Due to the previous agenda item being passed, this is just a reflection of those fees and updating that Terrytown agreement, or both agreements, for this calendar year. Staff is recommending approval.
And again, they reflect the new ordinance that was just passed, correct?
That's correct.
Looking for a motion to approve or deny.
Approval?
Second.
Call the roll.
McCarthy,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Meininger,
Yes.
Shaver.
Yes.
11B, council consider approval of East Oberlin grant application from Reganis Auto. Star.
Hi, if you've been down East Oberlin lately, you've seen some improvements already. You saw El Molcajete, and then there's some residences. The one that's going to be a bakery just right next to the old Dollar General. Things are really starting to happen on East Oberlin. So the reason the Reganis Auto Center one was tabled by the committee was because what they were going to do is put in new windows in their showroom. And the committee didn't see where that would change the aesthetics or the outside of the building at all. So they changed their application, and they're in the process of putting in canopies to cover their cars. And the project total, they're putting one in at the Honda Jeep dealership, and then another one in at the Cadillac Buick dealership. So total of $389,000 project. And so the committee moved approval of their application.
Questions from council?
This is gonna sound like a dumb question, but do we have this money budgeted, or I thought all the money was spoken for?
This one was tabled.
This was tabled.
We had set the money aside
Okay,
for them, so.
so this exact amount, or?
It's 9,000.